to the king, baby.
If anything, I think the shadow drop of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black was not only genius, much like the drop of Hi-Fi Rush, but it has also shown that more and more people want games with old school sensibilities. They want challenge, and especially one they can overcome, but have the option for more and more difficulty if they'd like. That's why the Soulsborne games have been so popular and built their own little subgenre to boot. A game like Ninja Gaiden 2 Black comes along and reminds those who forgot, and introduces a new style of game to the younger crowd. I only ever played Ninja Gaiden Black on Xbox, but it seems like Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is mostly Sigma 2, but does offer a middle ground between the original game and Sigma 2 respectively. It has less enemies than the original, but more than Sigma 2. They removed bosses here and there, and took mechanics from the original like upgrading weapons and gore and brought them into this definitive Black edition according to the devs, but the mega fans seem to disagree. It runs as smooth as butter and looks stunning from beginning to end. It reminded me a lot of Devil May Cry 5 in the way you mostly traverse fairly linear levels, fighting enemies and fighting tons of bosses. All killer, no filler, as Robert would say. It's all action, all the time. There's a minimal story and fast-paced gameplay. It never lets up, and you don't want it to. It's a globe-trotting ninja action flick that's playable. Ryu is just James Bond if he was a badass ninja who could cut people in half and fought demons. Black 2 offered up a refreshingly old-school experience. It reminded me of my childhood playing the original Xbox. It got me thinking about Halo 2 again. It got me thinking about Butcher Bay, Ninja Gaiden Black, and even Splinter Cell. Man, I miss these linear games with lots of replayability and a solid 10 to 15 hour runtime. Games are just becoming so bloated these days. I've been trying to show off games reminiscent of these days for years. Games like Gory or Evil West fit the bill. I'm glad Ninja Gaiden is in the spotlight again, and I hope it stays that way for a long time. I'm looking forward to Ninja Gaiden 4 and Ragebound. I've seen so much discourse around difficulty in comparing this game to Dark Souls, which is such a go-to buzzword for journalists and streamers these days. It's just a clickbait title for everybody to get views. I played for the first time ever and on hard, and it wasn't even bad. Put most of the bosses down in one try, and even the mobs of enemies were fine to deal with. I dabbled in the hardest difficulty, Master Ninja, and while it is a significant jump and challenge, it's definitely still doable. If a game requires you to play on the hardest difficulty to be difficult, well, it's not really that hard of a game though, is it? Doom 2016 is harder on hard than this game. No, I'm just kidding. They're about the same, but both easy as hell on normal. I'd say still quite easy on hard. Now my time with Doom Eternal on hard was much more difficult in this game. The Slayer gates would be equivalent to the tag missions or chapter challenges in this game though. The point is that difficulty varies from person to person. It doesn't always need to be hard to be fun, so just have fun and don't worry about it. In fact, this version of Ninja Gaiden 2 has an easy mode, normal mode, and so on for you to work your way up. It has good tutorials and a fair challenge for everyone. And it doesn't even need to use yellow paint. I highly recommend it if you've been wanting an experience like this again. If you like Devil May Cry 5 or just hack and slash games, then give it a go, especially if you have Game Pass. It really is a slice of the past. It looks and feels new, but it is an old game. It's got some early 2000s jank, but it's so much fun. It's insane, and it's a combo-heavy game with a bit of strategy. It feels like playing a 3D fighting game at times. You combo much like Tekken or Mortal Kombat. It would kick your ass even more if health items didn't exist, but it all seems pretty balanced for the most part. Don't get put off due to the difficulty discussion. It never gets old slicing and dicing ninjas like they're fruit or impaling creatures with a wide variety of weapons from your arsenal. It's worth your time, and it took me around 12 hours on hard, so not a super demanding game on your time. I think Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is the best game I've played so far in 2025, and this is a stacked year, so let's see where it takes us. Thanks to Osh and Midnight Medium, I can hear the Forge calling, and I must answer. Until next time.
The light of dawn drives away the darkness once again.